Hey friends, hi, hello, vanakkam. You're watching the interview series with Ms. Shreya Gupta IPS, and two parts of this series is already uploaded. If you haven't checked it out, the links are in the description box below. Please do check it out. And in this third part, we have spoke about very serious things, that is how an aspirant should take their journey. What are all the psychological barriers which we face and how to tackle them? And also, very importantly, she has given a lot of insights for us to stay motivated throughout the journey. So hopefully this is helping you a lot, and over to the video.
So now being a civil servant, it is a very good thing, like people appreciate you and stuff. But while being an aspirant, we always have this kind of self-doubt whether we would clear. And however confident and motivated we are, at one point or other point of time, we'll be like, okay, we like crack it. And that is why you also said like you want to be financially independent at some point of time. And there are many people out here who are thinking like, if not, I'm not getting cracking this, then what will I be? And obviously, this journey takes us minimum 2 years. 1 year for preparation and 1 year for this exam series itself. So, how to handle all these kind of psychological problems which an aspirant faces?
Yeah, these things will always be in your mind because there will be so many people who will come and tell you, "Oh, you're wasting your time. You will not clear it." And what if you do not clear your interview? Because I was told always this: okay, prelims and mains everybody does, but interview though it is a very hard deal to clear and all. But I'll say that with me, I had my plan B ready already. So I think everybody should have a plan B, unless they are so sure of their plan A that they don't need a plan B. So I was not one of those. I wanted that kind of stability in my life, that if I don't clear, then I have a backup. So I think it is better to have a backup plan, because we don't know how things might pan out despite our best efforts. So you can always look for what other areas interest you, and then you can explore how you can enter those fields if by chance you don't clear this exam. And the other thing is, once your backup is ready, or once you have a backup in your mind, then you should solely focus on the exam, because you can't travel in two boats at a single time. So one thing you should clear, that you should be clear about is, this is my backup plan, this is my plan A. Which you're going to execute first should be clear to you. Like with me, I was like, I'll execute plan B first, and then I'll come on plan A. But it could be the other way for you also. So you could be on your plan A, you could spend some time on it. Suppose it doesn't qualify, you don't qualify within your target year, then maybe you can shift to plan B and then come back to plan A again, because you should not leave your quest. So yeah, that is the way I think you should go. And about all the comments that people will make, that you will not clear, nobody clears, the pass percentage is so less, vacancies are becoming less, and all that, that I think you should just ignore. The best way to respond is to ignore to all that, because you when you joined, you knew all these things. It's not like you were totally unaware that what is the how many people cleared the exam and how many other vacancies. People will keep saying this to imprint this in your head. Don't let it happen. Just keep preparing, and just stay positive that you will clear it, and I'm sure you will.
Sure, ma'am. So for an aspirant, the journey seems to be very simple from outside. But being in the journey of being an aspirant, we have to take multiple tests. We have to face multiple ideologies within ourselves. And at times we'll be scoring very good and we'll be having very good mood. And at times we'll be feeling so low without any reasons. And sometimes there might be reasons of not doing well in the good in the test, or not able to recall something. So ultimately, we tend to go to extremes. But apart from this, how to have a stable mindset, and how to take this journey in a better way at least.
Yeah, so this used to happen with me a lot, because I'll read the NCRT and the standard book, but still I would not be able to answer the question. Although I would know that I have studied about this, but some, like the institutes, they'll frame the question in such a way, or they'll add some additional fact that it will become very difficult. So I think what we need to understand is that yes, our knowledge would always stay limited. We cannot know everything. So in these things where you are scoring very high some days, and when you're scoring very low, the only thing is, remember, it's all temporary. Even if you're scoring very low, it's a temporary thing. The next paper, when you're scoring very high, that is also temporary. What you need to be, I personally feel, is average. You need to be average in your papers. No need to score too high or too low, because the prelims marks don't count. What actually counts are your mains marks. So in mains, you need to focus about how to maximize your scores, which is by adding diagrams and underlining and all that how to write a good mains answer. So that you should develop. And your prelims is a qualifier, so you should treat it like that, is what I personally feel. Your attempt should be to qualify the prelims and appear for the mains, because if you are getting like very high marks in prelims but not clearing mains, the effort is redundant, it doesn't help you, right? So that is the way how I think how you should treat your prelim score marks in these test series.
Sure, ma'am. Definitely, this will help us a lot in our preparation journey. And next thing is like when we have a routine which is completely different from what we had previously. So we'll be in schools and colleges, and that would be a different thing. And here we have to self-motivate ourselves and push ourselves to study. Even in schools and at times in colleges, parents will be like, "Hey, go study." And here, shortly we'll be having that time. But at times we get deviations, like we might be a movie lover, or we might like to watch cricket matches, and even we have to take some harsh decisions of not watching a World Cup but to sit and study. How should we push ourselves into this studying mode? How should we switch on the studying mode easily?
uh, Personally, what I did was, I decided that I'll clear this attempt in one go. So the thing was, I decided in my heart that I will not allow myself to write this exam again. So I have only 1 year, which means 1 year I will give everything that I have. I will sacrifice everything I have to clear this exam. I think that helped me a lot, because my priorities were set right. That I'll have to join my job, so I better study now, because after that I will not get the time to study. So it's important for you to prioritize it. And I think if you restrict your time frame, it will help. That because when you feel, oh, I have so many attempts left and I can always give it again, or it's okay, let me just watch this match. But that match might make you feel good, but it will not help you. I think you can watch the match when you're rewarding yourself, that okay, I have put in so much hard work for so many days. Like in 1 week you have put in so much hard work, now you deserve to watch that match. That is allowed, and that you should also, otherwise you'll exhaust yourself, you'll burn out. So that way you can approach treating yourself when you think that you have actually studied that hard for the entire week. And then once a week you can and you should take off also once a week, because you cannot stop your life. Like it should this preparation becomes a part of your life, but other things are also there, and you should not just cut off entirely, because then that way also you lose as a person, which should not happen.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Like this gives us some idea on this, and knowing a little bit that we know about interviews. So, how was your interview, and how did the whole process go on? And we have heard something like the next day of interview, you'll be having medical test, and most of the aspirants will be fearing for that test a lot than the interview. So, how was this personality test in terms of UPSC, and interview in terms of us? So, how was it? And share your experience.
My interview test was actually very nice. Like we were running very late because of some issue, so our interview started late. I was the first person to go in that day, and the very moment I entered, I was made to feel extremely comfortable. It was Bhosle sir's board, and Bhosle sir was super gentleman with all of us, and immediately he made me feel very comfortable there. And the way they were asking us questions was also to understand the kind of person we are. It was not like a challenge thrown at you, okay, answer this question, oh, you can't, or something like that. Nothing. It was like a discussion. So I think it went very smoothly for me. And they asked me very interesting questions about I remember one question, I think I always remember it. It's like if there's a bomb blast, and one is by a scooter, and one is by a suitcase, how will you start the investigation? So I said I'll start by the scooter because it will have a number plate. So then the question, that's how. So the thing is that they ask you questions that you have to think and respond there. So it went very nicely, very smoothly, I'll say. And the next to the medical was also very nice. If you just take in everything that is mentioned there, then everything will go fine. The thing is that there is so much information, yet there is so much misinformation also. We should stop fearing all these things, because you are going to become a civil servant. The first thing you should not have is fear. So take out all of that. You'll handle it. You'll face everything. When you are studying 12 hours, 16 hours, then what is fear? You should never fear anything, I'll say. Just go ahead and do it. Maximum that will happen is you'll fail. Nothing else will happen. So that is how I think you should approach.
Sure, ma'am. This is a very good advice for most of us, and hopefully, we also have a fear of taking the exam itself. What if I fail this year and it goes on again? Surely, we'll have this spirit in us. And coming to your CADA selection, so why
One
was it
one thing
Tamil
I'll
Nadu?
just add here, Shruti, one thing I'll just
Yes,
add
ma'am.
here, it's that like this fear thing, no, whether I should appear only, and whether I should, if I'll, if I have to give the exam again, you should not even think about it. You should only say, I'm going to clear it. Not even thinking that you are not going to clear it. You should think, I am studying so much, I am putting all my hard work. How on earth can I not clear this exam? It's an exam at the end of the day. So yes, you have cleared all your exams in your life and you have reached this stage. So you should have that much confidence in yourself that yes, this exam I'm going to clear. And then by chance you don't clear, still you can't judge yourself. You gave in everything. It's okay. If you didn't clear, it's okay. It doesn't take away what you are.
Sure, ma'am. I hope I give my next attempt in a very confident manner. So, yes, ma'am. And choosing Tamil Nadu as your CADA, so why was it? What was the pull factor for you to take Tamil Nadu?
I was very happy in Tamil Nadu when I went to Trichy. Actually, this was the first time I was staying in another state, because I had always, I was always in Delhi. Like all my education, schooling, everything was in Delhi. So once I went to Trichy, it was like completely fresh air for me. I was like so happy there, and because and to know a new culture is such an amazing thing. I'm still learning Tamil here, and trying to improve it. And Tamil Nadu was one of my top options for Cadre. So when I got it, I was pretty satisfied that that's a state I could work in, because one is I had been there, and I actually liked being there. Like I went to Chennai, I went to Thanjavur, and also I really enjoyed being in Tamil Nadu, and the people were so welcoming. They accepted me so naturally, even with my next to nothing Tamil. So that's why it was a very welcoming state for me.
Sure, ma'am. Welcome to Tamil Nadu, and we are very eagerly waiting to see what you do for us. And we are always here to lend our full support to you, ma'am.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you, ma'am. So, concluding this, what are few advices or few experience sharings which you like to give to aspirants?
Experiences in the sense, could you clarify?
So, that being an aspirant to be becoming a civil servant, all these kind of things. So, in aspirant point of view to civil servant, so what are all the things which we should follow, the motivation what we should have, and all those kind of things.
One thing is you have to be self-motivated. I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos on, like that, you can do this, it's okay. And I used to have my wallpaper, it used to say, remember why you started. So, because I always, because that was my first motivation. So, that was my baseline that, yes, I want to do something for the people and not, for myself alone. So that is, I think you should have a motivation, or you should have a target that this is what I want to do, and then you should plan out your day. I would always do that. Like I'll set my targets very high. I'll try to like put that there's 100 things I need to do. So at the end of the day, I will be able to do 70. because I had already set my target so high, so I could reach that 70 level, which would make me very happy that yes, I have done something. And the other thing is sacrifice. I think you do need to, sacrifice a lot. I would not sleep. I would keep studying. My parents would always, be like, "What are you doing? You should sleep a bit." They were always so worried. But at the end of the day, it gave good results. So I think take it as a journey. You will never get those days again where you can study so much. I miss that time preparing for UPSC, because then every day would start with a newspaper, and everything was about so much conversation, being intellectual, trying to learn everything, and applying it then, because once you read all this, then you apply it, and then every one of your friends will be like, "Oh, you are such a well-read person." Even that is such a good thing, now that you become so well-read. So take it as a positive journey. And the other thing is that, try to learn from your environment. And the last thing actually I would say is, don't miss out on your family, because they will feel very bad when you don't call them, because my parents feel bad all the time that I don't get time for them. So one thing is, one call you should make every day to, remember that, there's a family who's there always with you, who are also actually in this UPSC journey with you. So you should always take care of them, that they're also there. And then you should actually take their support, and their wishes and their blessings, and that's how you should move forward.
Sure, ma'am. This is a very valuable thing which most of the aspirants really want, and this is inspiring us a lot. So, again, I welcome you to our own state, and we would surely give you all the support. So, keep supporting we aspirants as well,
Yes,
so that we also become civil servants and we get an opportunity to work with you, ma'am. Thank
yes.
you so much for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
So that's the end of part 3 of the video and this interview series with Ms. Shreya Gupta IPS. I got a lot of insights from her and I'm highly motivated after doing this interview. I hope you too got the same thing, and whatsoever, please do send me in the comments below. And if you people want to connect with me or her personally, my Instagram ID and her Twitter ID is given down in the description box below. Please do follow us. Thanks a lot for all your support. Thank you.